we play in different eras.
It all started on LeBron's Mind the Game podcast, where Kevin Durant was sitting with LeBron and Steve Nash, and the conversation was supposed to be about real basketball. But then KD started talking about how players get deep into their careers and begin asking themselves if they still want to do this. He was talking about being 10 or 12 years in, having MVPs, having championships, and wondering if you still want to keep going because of how hard the game is. And then came the line that set everything off. He joked about some people saying they want to go play baseball and then come back, while other people say they want to go 22 straight. And LeBron started laughing like he knew exactly who KD was talking about.
And in terms of who I think can be the next Jordan, well, there's nobody out there that can replicate what I did, going 6 for 6 in the finals.
Here's the part nobody is talking about. That was not just a harmless joke. Everybody knew the target. KD was talking about Michael Jordan walking away from basketball to play baseball, and LeBron sitting there laughing made it feel like a cosign. The message underneath it was obvious. They were trying to frame Jordan's retirement as quitting, while framing LeBron's long career as the higher form of greatness. They were basically saying one guy walked away, the other stayed for 20+ years. And at first, that might sound like a clever point to casual fans. But once you bring context into it, that whole argument falls apart fast. Michael Jordan did not retire in 1993 because basketball got too hard. He did not retire because he lost in the playoffs. He did not retire because his team collapsed. He did not retire because he needed an easier road. Jordan walked away after winning 3 straight championships, after reaching the top of the sport, and after losing his father in one of the most painful moments of his life. His father, James Jordan, was murdered that summer. That is not some small detail you can skip over just to make a podcast joke land. That is the entire context of the story.
What about scoring titles?
MJ has more.
MJ has 10. LeBron and KD combined have 5. What about defensive player of the years?
Gotta go with Michael.
Michael Jordan has 1. KD and LeBron, 0. What about all defensive first teams? Michael Jordan, 9 all defensive first teams. KD and LeBron, 5.
This is where it gets dangerous. Because when KD says some people want to go play baseball with that little smirk energy, he is not just making fun of a career choice. He is reducing one of the darkest moments of Jordan's life into a punchline. And LeBron laughing along makes it look even worse. Because Jordan's baseball move was not about ducking smoke. It was about grief. It was about honoring something he and his father had talked about. It was about a man at the peak of basketball stepping away because life hit him in a way that basketball could not fix. And let's talk about when Jordan left. He left after a three-peat, not after losing to the team that embarrassed him, not after failing to get over the hump, not after needing to join somebody else to finally win. He left after becoming the standard. He had just done something Magic Johnson did not do, Larry Bird did not do, Isaiah Thomas did not do. He won 3 straight. And then, when he came back, he won 3 more. So calling that quitting is not just wrong, it is disrespectful to the timeline, the pain, and the dominance.
Yeah, 10, 12 years in, I got 4 MVPs, 4 championships. Like, do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Right?
Yeah.
Here's the part nobody is talking about. If Jordan wanted the easy longevity argument, he could have chased it. He could have paced himself. He could have load managed. He could have said, I need to protect my body because I want to play 22 years. But that was never his mindset. Jordan was not chasing years. He was chasing perfection. He was chasing dominance. He was chasing the chance to prove himself every night. He said if he burned out, he burned out. That is the difference. He was not trying to preserve himself for the optics of a longer career. He was trying to empty the tank every time he played. And that is why his old interviews hit so hard now. Jordan talked about how basketball was just basketball at the end of the day. No turning it on here and turning it off there. It was 110% at all times. He talked about diving on the floor, playing hard, competing every night, because that is what the game was to him. He talked about wanting to impress the fan way up in the top deck who worked hard just to buy a ticket. That is not a cute quote. That is a totally different relationship with the game.
He said he would take Kobe over me because...
And you had to pick
between the two, that'd be a tough choice. I mean, but 5 beats 1.
Last time he checked, 5 is better than 1. You know, that's his own opinion. At the end of the day, rings doesn't always define someone's career.
This is where young players usually make a mistake. They think lasting longer automatically means they were greater. But longevity without domination is not the same thing as greatness. Staying in the league for 20 years is impressive, no doubt. But if the argument is who owned the sport at the highest level, then Jordan's peak still humiliates almost everybody. 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, 5 regular season MVPs, 10 scoring titles, 9 all-defensive teams, a perfect finals record. And he did that in basically 13 full Bulls seasons that matter. That is not just a career. That is a controlled demolition of an entire era. Now compare that to the argument KD and LeBron seem to be pushing. The idea that playing forever, staying around, collecting seasons, and surviving the grind somehow outweighs the kind of peak Jordan had. That is where Jordan's legacy punches back hardest. Because Jordan did not need 20+ years to prove who he was. He proved it by winning, by leading, by defending, by scoring, by dominating both ends, and by leaving no doubt when the championship was on the line. That is why his resume feels so heavy even with fewer total seasons. And the irony gets even thicker when you look at who is making the joke. Kevin Durant is trying to take a shot at Jordan for leaving basketball is wild when KD's own career has been defined by movement. He left Oklahoma City after losing to Golden State and then joined the exact team that beat him, a 73-win machine with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green already in place. Fans still bring that up because it changed how people view his rings. Then Brooklyn did not work, then Phoenix did not work the way people expected. So when that guy tries to joke about Jordan leaving, people are obviously going to bring up the fact that KD has been searching for the right situation for years. And LeBron is not safe from that conversation either. When things got too hard in Cleveland the first time, he went to Miami with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. When Miami started aging and the path changed, he went back to Cleveland. When that chapter got heavy, he went to Los Angeles. Now, LeBron's fans will say those moves were smart and they were allowed under free agency. Fine. But don't sit there laughing about Jordan stepping away during grief after a three-peat, while your own career includes multiple exits when situations got uncomfortable. That is why the backlash hit so fast. The self-awareness just wasn't there. Here's the part nobody is talking about. Jordan's retirements actually make his legacy more mythical, not weaker. He left at the top, came back, and still took the league back. He didn't just return and hang around. He returned and dominated again. That is the humiliating part for the longevity argument. Jordan literally gave the league time away, came back, shook off the rust, and then won 3 more straight titles. So what exactly is the joke? That he left and still came back better than everybody? That he played baseball and still returned to own the NBA again? That is not an insult. That is legendary. This is where it gets dangerous for LeBron and KD's argument, because the more they bring up Jordan walking away, the more people remember how ridiculous his return was. Now, nobody is saying injuries are fake or players should destroy their bodies for no reason, but there is a difference between being hurt and treating regular season games like they don't matter. Jordan saw every game as an opportunity to prove something. That is why he played through pain. That is why he showed up. That is why fans trusted that if they bought a ticket, they were probably going to see the guy they came to see. That matters, and it's one of the reasons his aura still feels different. Here's the part nobody is talking about. Jordan understood the business of basketball in a way that was actually more respectful to the fans. He knew some fans in the top deck had saved money to see him. He knew people showed up hoping to witness greatness. He didn't treat that like a burden. He treated it like part of the responsibility. That is why people still talk about him like a standard bearer. It wasn't just the highlights. It was the commitment to showing up and giving the audience the full experience. This is where young players usually make a mistake. They think greatness is only about what you can do when everything is perfectly managed for you. But Jordan's greatness was built in uncomfortable conditions, physical defense. And when former Bulls players started reacting, it made the whole thing worse for LeBron and KD. Stacey King basically called out the energy of the podcast, saying great players don't need to keep telling people they are great. That's a serious point, because Jordan did not have to sit around explaining why he was better than everybody. He showed it. Kobe didn't need to constantly campaign for his greatness either. The game spoke, the moment spoke, the ring spoke, the fear factor spoke. And that is where LeBron and KD sometimes get themselves in trouble. They start talking like they are tired of being measured against Jordan, but every time they talk about him, they prove that he is still the measuring stick. If Jordan did not matter, they wouldn't bring him up. If his legacy wasn't still sitting over the whole sport, they wouldn't need jokes about baseball or debates about longevity. But they do bring him up, and every time they do, they remind everyone that basketball greatness still goes through number 23 in Chicago. And the cold truth is this. Jordan did in about a decade what most all-time greats cannot do in 20 years. That is why the peak argument matters. That is why his career feels like near perfection. He didn't just collect accolades, he stacked them in a way that left no room for doubt. 10 scoring titles while being a top defender, 6 finals appearances with